Hi everybody, my name is Joe Papa, and this is a Losi 5T. We're going to be converting it to brushless using the RC Madness BL5 brushless conversion, and it consists of the Castle 2028 motor, a very cool solid 1-inch thick billet motor mount, pretty cool carbon fiber battery tray with some other pieces that I have over here. And we're going to take you step by step, show you how to do it, show you some of the modifications you can do to the truck outside of the conversion to improve it. We're going to cover servos, diff fluid, gearing, runtime, batteries, pretty much everything that you could want to know to decide whether or not you want to convert yours to brushless or not. I can tell you this is the only conversion on the market that allows you to run more than 8-cell lipo, which for me was the deciding factor. Another thing that's different about this conversion from some of the other ones that are available on the market, and I think it's very important, is that this kit will give you the option to retain the factory mechanical braking system. As far as I'm concerned, I don't really even believe there should be an option in regards to that. And the reason I believe that is I've been racing 8 scale for the better part of 10 years, and a company called Techno, RC, introduced a conversion for the Losi 8 a number of years back. And with their truggy version, mechanical brakes made the truck absolutely unbeatable on the track. If you didn't have that advantage, you were going to be slower. And it allowed me to dominate 8 scale truggy brushless class for 4 years straight. So when it comes to this truck being just basically a much larger version of the Losi 8, there really was no compelling reason to not use the mechanical brakes. It's going to take a lot of load off of the motor, definitely off the ESC, and it's going to allow you to have more brake in the rear than in the front, which is key to getting the rear end to hook around in the corners and being able to control the truck more and drive it more aggressively through the turns. I have the option to not run that servo, and I can't give you one reason why I wouldn't want to do it. It's not enough of a weight savings to even make it an option. The performance gain is clearly above and beyond, and to not have that brake would definitely be a disadvantage, hands down, without a doubt. So let's get started. Okay guys, first step to installing the brushless conversion is to take the motor, and we're going to be installing it into the motor block. And one of the nice things about this block is that you'll see that it's bored out about, I would say, 3/4 of an inch, and the motor fits into it perfectly. There's 4 holes in there. There's no slots, so I don't have to worry about the motor moving with inside of the mount. I had a Baja 5B that I had converted to brushless, and the motor plate was just a flat plate, and it had 2 holes plus 1/3 one that was sort of in the middle, and so you'd have 2 slots, one on the top, one on the bottom, and that 3rd hole would kind of keep the motor from rotating. I never have to worry about that problem here. This is as solid as you could ever hope to have it. So the first thing that we're going to do is the motor mount actually goes in place of the 2 front bolts that the gas engine used. Now you'll see obviously the gas engine has been removed, which consisted of basically these 4 bolts, some of the linkage, the gas tank, and we just took that out to save time. I need to decide in which orientation this motor is going to go, and I'm going to choose to put it so that the wires are coming out around 5 o'clock. So slide the motor in, line up the holes. Now you're going to be using 4 bolts to hold the motor into the motor mount. I don't play around, I'm going right for the strong stuff, red Loctite. And I'm just going to put a dab on each one of these screws. This is not something I want to loosen up. Now this has already been installed. I've disassembled it for the sake of making this video, which is why you'll see that the truck is dirty. This isn't brand new, this is the real deal. So now we've got our motor's main position here. One of the things I'm definitely going to do is shorten these wires up. Anyhow, the second thing that we need to do is put our pinion gear on, and I have had a lot of trouble keeping a pinion gear on the motor shaft in the Baja unless there was red Loctite on the shaft of the motor. Not just the set screw, but the shaft itself. So I take a little bit of this red Loctite again, and I'm going to just kind of coat the shaft of the motor. Not too much. Make sure that the shaft of the motor is clean and the pinion gear is cleaned as well. Best bet would probably be to use a motor cleaner. I'm going to put a little bit on here. And we're going to slide it set screw first. Alright, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to bolt the motor to the chassis. One of the nice things is this was engineered to still work with these inserts that space the clutch bell from the center gear, and they continue to work with the brushless conversion as well, which is great. It saves a lot of time in meshing the gears, and it gets it perfect every time. So we're just going to tilt the 5 over. The only difference is that the inserts go one way for the 19 tooth, and if you just rotate it around, it works with the 16 tooth that we have with the 5. So I'm going to rotate it the other way and should line right up. Now I'm just going to start this screw. Because I definitely want Loctite on it. Now, some people might argue whether or not you should use the red Loctite. Personally, for me, I've never had it come loose. Getting the screws out is never a problem either, because I just take a soldering iron and I just heat it up and I just put it right on the screw, and after about 60 seconds the screw just comes right out. So that's all there is to that. Now, got just enough rock. Beautiful. So now our motor's in, nice and solid. Wires. Exiting the side of the motor. And in the next part of this video, we're going to move on to our battery tray. So, I'll be right back.